All right. So what we want to do now is jump into listing. We had the question come up in comments in previous episodes and also today about listing. Like, how do you guys list? I think this would almost qualify as a 101 and a 201 and a 301 and a 401 because there's depths to listing on various platforms, but listing on eBay in particular, we all kind of use a different way of doing these. And we're going to let Cernoch jump off right out of the gate and talk about the 5 of the top things for him as far as things that are most important when listing. So, Cernoch.
So, thank you. So the top 5 things that that was 10, but that's fine. The top 5 things that I really focus on when I'm doing listing is pictures, title, description, item specifics, and price. That's probably, that's a lot. Those are the 5 main things that you need to do. Now, when starting your listing, you gotta do a few things before you, like, I have to do a few things before I start listing. I love just to take pictures first, get the pictures out of the way. Because I sell a lot of hats and or I sell a lot of RA. I will go and take pictures of all my stuff first. Okay, so I don't start a listing unless I have the pictures. But sometimes if I'm at a thrift shop or something like that, I'll make a little I'll make a draft. Okay, I'll do a sell similar if I'm comping something. And I'm like, ooh, this is hot. I'll go ahead and do a sell similar to get that started. So pictures first. All my pictures, I usually take them, on my iPhone, and then I have photo room, which will be showing in a later episode. I'm gonna screen record some stuff so you can kind of see it on my phone. So in a later episode, we're gonna be doing a photo room tutorial as well. But I spruce it up. I'm a big proponent of having great photos because I think photos sell, especially because I list on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Grail. I used to do Etsy too, Jim. It just got too much. And Depop. I do Depop too. So I think if you have like good photos, I shoot them out to every single site that I sell on because they look so good. So that's why I take the time with my photos. Next up, the title. I do my research before I do my listing. So say I have like a weird hat. I'll just type in what it is to see if anybody else has it or see if it, how many people have it or if it doesn't even exist. In my mind, it gives me kind of a price point then where I put on it, especially hats. I have different price points like $15.99, $19.99, $24.99, $29.99, and it goes up from there. So it's like each hat, depending on style, the content, the condition, I'm already thinking in my head, okay, this is what kind of price I want. And now if it's a hat that a lot of people have, then I'll kind of run through the comps and see what it is. But so you want to do your research before you actually sit down and do your listing. Looking at comps, looking at sell through rate, all those items. Now, once you do it long enough, you get fast at it. So you don't get stuck in a rabbit hole. You're like, okay, I've seen everything I need to see. I'm ready to do my listing. Okay. So I already have my photos ready to go. We're going to jump into a listing, how I would do it. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to add it to the stream. There we go. Okay. Let's make it bigger. There we go. And get y'all's reactions too. So here's kind of like my eBay, my listings. And you can see I have been on a hat run. So I've been doing a lot of these like fitted hats, dad hats, strap back hats. So you can kind of see like how many hats I've listed. Like there's hats. So what I will do, so a lot of times I have so many hats done, I will look for a hat and I have the picture of the hat. I'll look for another hat that's very similar to it that I already have in my inventory So I can do a sell similar from my actual inventory because as we'll see, we'll go through it and, I'm talking about item specifics, my description. All I've got to do is change a few things. That's why I like to, when I do my listing, I like to do like, all right, we're going to list 20 hats. So I'm in a hat mode. Okay. Or if I'm doing shoes, hey, let's do 15 to 25 pairs of shoes. So that's how I get into my modes, is to sell the same thing. Right here behind me, I've got belts. I'm gonna be listing belts. So I've got 5 different types of Western belts that I'm gonna be listing. So I'm gonna do it all at one time so I can go, all right, so list the first one. All right, let's just do a sell similar. The brand's the same, maybe the style's a little bit different. So we just make little bitty changes. We're not reinventing the wheel. I will tell you, it is rare. It is super rare that I just start a new listing, just like bare bones, going up here where I don't even know where it's at to, like do a new listing, So I usually just start where I'm at, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna pick a hat. So I have a let's see, I have a Ford Motor Company hat, which is perfect. Okay, a Ford Motor Company hat, because I already have some more automobile hats. So scroll down a little bit. I know. So we're going to scroll down a little bit. Now I've sold a bunch of these hats already, which is good. So here's perfect example. Volkswagen hat right here, a Fiat hat. I actually sold a Fiat hat today, a couple of Volkswagen. So these are in that car genre and everything. So I have a Ford Motor Company one. So I'm just going to take this one right here, and we're just going to sell similar. All right. Now, I use a Mac, so I have iPhotos. So whenever I take photos on my phone, it automatically drops it to my iPhoto on my iMac. So what I just do is I take them, drag them to my other screen that I have here, make sure they look okay, and they're ready to go. So we're going to remove all these, okay, and then I'm going to take my Ford Motor Company hat and just pop it in there, okay? Now, I have a certain way that I like to present my hats. I love doing kind of like this. Like, sometimes it looks like it's like at a a 3/4 angle, but more. I always say it's like more like a closer to not that 3/4, especially because you want to show what's on the hat. But I like to tilt it a little bit, and then I take a front-on picture, side. Okay, inside the hat, back of the hat, okay? And then I like to show the brim of the hat to show how clean it is, and then I'll do the tag, okay? Then, it's pretty easy. Now we're gonna take our items that we've already done, and all the item specifics are already there. My description's already there. My pricing's already there. My shipping, my shipping, the dimensions, the weight, my shipping costs. So everything's already there. So all we need to do is make a few changes. And, so we'll start with the title. So we already did the pictures. We'll start with the title. So I'm going to say Ford Motor Company. And then I'm going to look at so Ford Motor Company. I'm going to say Ford Motor Company logo. Blue strap back baseball hat. Sometimes, especially with now this what I'm wearing right now is a trucker hat, but on the screen, sometimes these could be classified as a dad hat, and there's a lot of people that look for dad hats too. So dad hat, and then I use hat and cap because people like to use these words interchangeable. So we'll just take a look at it. Okay, yes, it's a strap back. Okay, and then sometimes I'll look at the photos and be like, okay, this is in great condition. Now, I already made a list of what I have, like what hats are new and what hats are so I'll take all my new hats and take pictures of them first, and I'll do used hats. So all the hats I have right now are used hats. So I already know that everything's used. Okay. So I can put excellent pre-owned condition. So guys, do you see anything else y'all would add? I'm gonna add truck. I'm gonna add car. Okay. So some of these items, just put in these little keywords at the end. I like to put little keywords at the end. So Ford Motor Company logo, blue strapback, baseball, dad hat, cap, EUC, that stands for excellent use condition, truck, car. I'm just gonna put auto. And I'm at 78 characters right here out of 80. So I think that's a good title. Now, what I'll do is usually this stuff right here, like what I highlighted in the title, I'm not going to use that in my description. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go to copy and I'm going to paste it down here already in my description. Okay, so that's where I start working on my description already because I already know what I'm kind of doing. So Ford Motor Company, blah, 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 excellent, barely worn condition. See pictures for details. Size, adjustable strap back, OSFM, one size fits most. Hat will be shipped in a cardboard box. Now, one thing I've been adding to hats has been, cleaned, steamed, and reshaped.
I do that too.
Just so they can see that, hey, I put a little work into this hat. Okay, so again, you don't have to tell the whole crazy story on the hat. You're just going to be like, bam, bam, bam. Here are the, just the quick description and done. All right, so let's go back up and just fill out the item specifics. Now, here's a great thing. It already gives you the brand. So boom, Ford. Okay, baseball hat, style, one size fits most. Color, let's change the color to blue. How hard is that? Okay, features, adjustable, breathable, lightweight. Keep that solid. All right, here we go. Item specifics or theme: 80s, 90s, cars, classic, retro, USA, vintage. Now, there's a little thing in my brain that I like to do the theme because I think sometimes eBay digs from the theme. So if you put something in there, maybe it's not in the title, maybe it's not in the description. I've seen things pop up, you typing and a listing pops up, just pulling it out of the theme. So that's why I like to do like anywhere from 5 to 10 themes. I mean, all it is you're running down and click, 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 click. And if you're listing the same items, a lot of these are going to match up to what you're doing. All right, occasion, casual, party, travel. Okay, I mean, that's pretty easy. You know what? Let's add in workwear. All right, fabric, canvas. Now, here we go. We're going to go back up here. We're going to take a look at where is it made. Don't see where it's made. So whenever I don't know where it's made, I'll just put unknown. Material is cotton. Character, truck. Just put something. I always put something like either the brand again or something that's relatable. Because, if you're going to, I see people that put Batman. Well, not going to really work. So vintage, this is not a vintage hat. Season, I put all seasons because you can wear hats all season long. Personalized, no. Signed, no. Handmade, no. Drop down. I don't mess with the California Prop 65 warning. The model, MPN, I don't mess with that when I'm doing hats. But if I'm doing shoes, there's other things that you can put in there too. Your item condition, pre-owned, excellent, barely worn condition. So it's in the condition, okay, and in the description, okay, using the same verbiage in the condition and the description. I think it's important because that's where someone can say, well, you said in the item condition it was never worn, but in the description it was barely worn. So you don't want to confuse your guests or your customers. So pricing, your format, buy it now. So I'm going to price this hat at $24.99. What's going to happen is I have a 20% offer, so it's going to hit at $20. So $20 is going to be where it hits. Okay, so. And then I'm like, yeah, this hat's like, it's a Ford hat. It's cool. It's not, it's nothing special. So you know what? If I get a, 15 or above offer, I'm going to take it. So allow offers. Shipping is already in there. 8 ounces, 10 by 8 by 6. Okay, I charge $4.99 US PS first class. Okay, we already have international shipping. Okay, and then the preferences are right there. We're not excluding anything because I've already, listed enough hats. Require immediate. Make sure this right here. You see this right here? Require immediate payment when buyer uses buy it now. I always have that. And then guess what? We're going to hit list and it's done. How cool is that? Very, very cool.
Are you going to promote that? Oh, there's an echo.
Bam. Oh, it's already in my promoted, like when I do my promoted listings, this will funnel into it. Just like my sale, everything will funnel into it. So there's a quick listing right there. And that's how I do it. Now, guess what? I have 8 more hats to list. It's, I did a lot of talking. How long did that take? 2-3 minutes? I can get hat listings done in 2 minutes. So in 10 minutes, I can have 5 hats listed.
So I know that we're going to talk about, each one of us at some point. So for the viewers, your preference, because you sell on multiple platforms, your preference is to always list first in eBay because you have the templates and then cross list from there, right?
That is absolutely correct. Because what happens is on eBay is the only place you're going to find the 20% off. Okay. Because my philosophy on cross listing is, hey, I have it set up automatically with Flip. Okay. I have a, I don't use Flip for cross listing. I use Vendoo for cross listing, but for Flip, I use their Poshmark Sharer. Okay. And part of the Poshmark Sharer is if someone likes your item on Poshmark, I have it set up to send them an automatic 20% offer. So that 20% offer automatically lines up with eBay. Now on Grailed and Depop, on Depop, I only put a few things, just kind of like kitschy type stuff. But on Grailed, those people will pay up. So I just leave it because over time, after a month of bumping to get your listing back up to the top, okay, every 7 days you bump, then you can go down 10%, okay, and it bumps it back up. And then you wait another week, it bumps it down another 10%. So I'm already building in that discount into all my other platforms by doing that. And I think it works. I've had great luck with it. So it just keeps it all together.
We'll look at it too. Like the link for Flip and Vendoo will be down below if you're interested in that. Also, Tim, I know Crosslisting and the link for List Perfectly is down there as well for those guys. So if you're just starting out, you're not cross-listing, and you're like, man, maybe I'd like to do a little bit of that. There's some easy. Flip probably has the lowest barrier of entry, meaning it's free. But like Vendoo and List Perfectly are a lot more in depth and do a lot more and have more processes. But Flip does allow you to share Poshmark, and I turned Cernoch onto that a while back because it's free, doesn't cost you anything. So check those links out down below.